You slept for 8 hours, maybe even 9, but the moment you open your eyes, you feel it. That heaviness in your chest, the brain fog, the desire to just close your eyes and disappear again. You drink coffee. It doesn't help, it just makes your heart beat faster while your brain remains asleep. You tell people, "I'm just tired," but you know that's a lie. You aren't just tired, you are drained. Society tells you, fix your sleep schedule. I am telling you, sleep is not the problem. You can sleep for 100 years, and you will still wake up tired if your soul is exhausted. Today, we are going to find the leak in your battery. Think of your energy like water in a bucket. Sleep adds water. Food adds water. But if the bucket has holes, it doesn't matter how much you pour in. It will always be empty. Most people are trying to fill the bucket faster. More caffeine, more sleep aids. Smart people try to patch the holes. Your holes are not physical. They are mental loops, unresolved emotions, and sensory overload. You aren't suffering from a lack of input. You are suffering from excessive output. Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith identified 7 types of rest. Sleep is just one. The one you are likely missing is sensory rest. We live in a world of constant noise, notifications, traffic, bright screens, background music. Your brain never stops processing data. It is like a computer with 50 tabs open. The fan is spinning at max speed. Even when you are relaxing, you are watching TikTok. That is not rest, that is stimulation. You are tired because your senses are being assaulted 24/7. You need silence, not sleep. Every decision you make costs energy. What to wear, what to eat, which email to answer, what to watch on Netflix. This is decision fatigue. By 6 p.m., you have made thousands of micro decisions. Your willpower battery is at 0%. That's why you order junk food at night. That's why you snap at your partner. You aren't a bad person, you are just decision bankrupt. A tired soul is often just a mind overwhelmed by choices. The Zeigarnik effect states that the brain remembers unfinished tasks better than finished ones. I need to call mom. I need to fix the car. I need to reply to that text. Each of these is an open loop. They run in the background of your mind, eating up your RAM. You feel tired because you are subconsciously carrying a backpack full of rocks, unfinished tasks. You can't rest because your brain is whispering, "You forgot something." Closing the loops gives you more energy than a nap. Are you the therapist friend? Are you the peacekeeper in your family? This is emotional labor. Pretending to be happy when you are sad costs energy. Listening to someone else's drama without boundaries costs energy. You are absorbing other people's negativity like a sponge, and then you wonder why you are exhausted. It's not your body that is tired, it's your empathy. You have compassion fatigue. Pay attention to your body right now. Are your shoulders raised? Is your jaw clenched? Are you holding your breath? There is a phenomenon called screen apnea. When we look at screens, we tend to take shallow breaths or stop breathing altogether. This puts your body in a constant state of fight or flight. Your body thinks it is under attack for 12 hours a day. Of course you are tired. You have been fighting a tiger, your phone, all day long. You might not look anxious. You get your work done. You show up on time, but internally, the engine never turns off. High-functioning anxiety is an energy vampire. It makes you overthink every email. It makes you replay conversations from 3 years ago. You are running a marathon in your head while sitting in an office chair. Physical rest won't cure this. Only mental surrender will. We spend our lives consuming, watching, reading, scrolling, eating, but humans are designed to create. When you only consume, you feel bloated and lethargic. Creative rest is the act of allowing yourself to appreciate beauty or make something useless. Drawing, gardening, cooking, building Legos. Paradoxically, doing more, creating, gives you more energy than doing less, consuming. Your soul is tired because it is constipated with consumption. Trying to be the perfect person is exhausting. Trying to be the perfect employee, the perfect partner, the perfect child. You are constantly editing yourself. Can I say this? Do I look okay? Did I offend them? This self-monitoring uses the prefrontal cortex heavily. Authenticity requires almost zero energy. You just are. Inauthenticity is heavy lifting. Drop the act. The fatigue will drop with it. Do you have a meeting at 4 p.m.? So you do nothing from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. because you are in waiting mode. You can't relax, but you can't start deep work either. You are just idling your engine, burning gas. Living your life, waiting for the weekend, waiting for the vacation, waiting for retirement. This state of suspended animation drains your life force. You are tired because you aren't fully living. You are just waiting to live. We are biological animals. We evolved to see green, hear water, and feel the sun. Now we live in concrete boxes under fluorescent lights. This creates a biological mismatch. Your eyes strain to process the artificial sharp lines of architecture. In nature, the fractal patterns of leaves and clouds naturally relax the brain. You are tired because your habitat is hostile to your biology. You don't need a nap, you need to touch grass. Literally. This isn't about religion, it's about belonging. Spiritual rest is the feeling that your life has context, that you matter. If you work a job you hate to buy things you don't need, you will experience existential fatigue. It is the tiredness of meaninglessness. The cure isn't rest, the cure is purpose. When you are doing something you truly believe in, you can work 18 hours and feel energized. When you have no purpose, getting out of bed feels like lifting 100 kilos. When was the last time you did absolutely nothing? No phone, no podcast, no meditation guide, just nothing. The Dutch call it niksen. It is the lost art of letting your mind wander. We have demonized boredom. We treat every free second as an opportunity to be productive. But your brain needs downtime to consolidate memory and clean out toxins. Stop trying to optimize your leisure time. Staring at a wall is sometimes the most productive thing you can do. Sometimes the leak isn't inside you, it's standing next to you. Some people are energy vampires. They complain, they judge, they demand. After 10 minutes with them, you feel like you ran a marathon. You can drink all the kale smoothies in the world, but if you hang out with toxic people, you will remain tired. Audit your circle. Protect your energy like it is your bank account, because it is more valuable. You think you are tired? Let's test if you can actually rest. Here is your uncomfortable challenge. Right after this video ends, set a timer for 10 minutes. Sit on a chair or lie on the floor. No phone, no music, no talking, no sleeping. Eyes open. Just exist for 10 minutes with zero input. It will feel uncomfortable. Your brain will scream for dopamine. You will panic. That panic is the proof of your addiction to stimulation. If you can survive 10 minutes of silence, you might just remember what it feels like to have a soul. Try it. Today we talked about why your battery is dead. But what if that brain fog isn't just burnout? What if this exhaustion is caused by a software glitch your brain is struggling to process? Look at the date on your phone, January 2026. I'm going to ask you a weird question. Does it really feel like 2026? Or does a part of you feel like you are still stuck in 2020? In the next video, we will discuss the possibility that time actually broke years ago, and we are currently living in a collective phantom time loop. If you want me to prove that your tiredness isn't from working hard, but from living in a fake reality, turn on your notifications. Check your watches, because they might be lying. See you.